Now let us come to the last assignment of MAEDU, that is MA 016 Educational Research, and here the first question is: explain the meaning and characteristics of experimental research. Describe how a researcher can control intervening variables in an experimental research. So here the answer could be in this way. Experimental research is also called as experimentation, and it is research conducted using the scientific approach using two or more variables. The first variable is a constant that you can manipulate to see the differences caused in the second variable. Any research conducted under scientifically acceptable conditions uses experimental methods. Time is a vital factor in establishing a relationship between cause and effect. Researchers have a stronger hold over variables to obtain desired results. The subject does not impact the effectiveness of experimental research. Researchers can further analyze this relationship to determine more in-depth ideas. Four essential characteristics of an experimental research are: first is control, second is manipulation, third is observation, and fourth is replication. So control is the essential ingredient of experimental research, as it refers to the extent to which different factors in an experiment are accounted for. Manipulation refers to a deliberate operation of conditions by the researcher. In this process, a predetermined set of conditions called independent variables or experimental variables, also called as treatment variables. Third is, in experimental research, the experimenter observes the effect of the manipulation of the independent variable on the dependent variable. And then replication. It is conducting the number of sub-experiments instead of one experiment only within the same framework of experimental design. To control the intervening variables, the researcher may have to identify and measure them. Apart from the measurement of the intervening variables, the dependent variable has also to be measured. So, to see what changes have been brought about by the treatment. Intervening variable is actually a control variable that follows an independent variable but precedes the dependent variable in a causal sequence. These can be controlled directly by holding them constant throughout a study, or may be controlled by indirect methods like randomization or statistic control. Some examples of these intervening variables are temperature, light, noise, etc. So these cannot be directly observed in the experiment. Therefore, they are hypothetical. Example: there is an association between being poor and having a shorter lifespan. Just because someone is poor doesn't mean that it will lead to early death. So, other hypothetical variables are used to explain the phenomena. These intervening variables can also be controlled either by eliminating. If elimination is not possible, then we can try to keep the constancy of the variables till the entire experiment. This constancy should be maintained to the different experimental groups as similar as possible. And last way is to balance. This is actually distributing the effects of intervening variables across the different conditions of the experiment. Now let us see the second question of MA 016 Education Research, and it is: describe briefly the components of a research report. And here the answer could be in this way: Actually, research reports are recorded data that is prepared by the researchers or the statisticians after analyzing information gathered by conducting organized research, typically in the form of surveys or qualitative methods. The primary motive of research report is to convey integral data about a study for marketers to consider while designing new strategies. There should be a clean and structured format for their reports to be effective in relaying information. It is a reliable source to recount details about a conducted research and is most often considered to be a true testimony of all the work done to garner the specificities of research. Now, what are the components of a research report? It includes summary, nextly introduction, then the implemented method, nextly results, then deliberation, and finally is the conclusion. So now let us see what is summary. Summary is actually, it explains that what we wrote in the report. Okay, it emphasizes our conclusions and includes only the essential and significant information to support the conclusions. And summary should be made concise. And no new information must be included in summary that is not in our report. Now, introduction. Introduction should briefly describe the context and background to the research. It should describe the change, the problems to be reported. It defines the specific objectives and the purposes of report. Introduction must also indicate the overall answer to the problem explored in report. It outlines the report scope. It previews the report's structure. It comments on the limitations of the report and any assumptions that are made. Next is research methodology. This is the most important section of the report, where all the essential informations actually are lying. Readers can gain data for the topic along with analyzing the quality of provided content, and the research can also be approved by other market researchers. Here the data is expressed in chronological order according to its priority and importance. It is also including the references in case they gain information from existing techniques. Now the research result. This section of research report includes a short description of results along with the calculations conducted to achieve the goal. Usually, the exposition after data analysis is carried out in the discussion part. Now, what is in this research discussion? In this section, results are discussed in extremely detailed way with a comparative analysis, and any abnormality concerned during research will be undermarked in the discussion section. And finally, the research reference and conclusion. It includes all the research findings along with mentioning each author, article and content piece from where references were taken. Now let us move to the last question, to the last assignment. That is, select a research problem pertaining to educational practices at school or college level, appropriate for descriptive survey research. Prepare a detailed research proposal on the same problem. So here of course this is a research problem and it is to be chosen by you as per your choice and according to your periphery, according to your experiences. So but here still I can give you a glimpse of the main headings which is to be included so that you can get an idea as to how to make it. Initially you need to make the title should not be very long, should not be very short, okay, it should be of average words. Then will be coming the introduction. Alright, introduction which will brief about your work, what you are going to do and for what. Nextly you need to include the heading of objectives. Here you need to mention about the 4-5 main points. What are the target, what is the need, what is the reason, for what is your intention, what is the motive for which you are including this problem or the issue on which you are going to research, okay. Next will come the review of literature. Alright, here you need to mention you need to keep in mind the way of writing the literature, okay. Literature review, that is the name of the author and in the bracket the year's name in which it was published, that for specific particular research paper was published, or the magazine or the book or whatever thesis is there, okay, that you need to mention, and what they mentioned in that research article, that you need to depict there within the 2-3 lines. Alright, so this is essential actually. In this way you get an idea as to what all kinds of researches have been done in this problem field, who all the researchers have already been included here, what else good you can do, what has not been done before. So for that purpose this review of literature is done, okay. So approx 4-5 you can mention here, that is sufficient here. And then will come the hypothesis, in which you need to mention about both the hypothesis, that is the null and the alternate hypothesis. In null you need to mention that there is no significant difference or not significant relationship, no cause and effect relationship, we must say, between the two variables you have chosen, okay. And an alternate is the obviously the vice versa. Nextly will be coming the methodology, whichever method you are going to choose for data collection and whatever procedure you are applying, whatever tools and techniques you are applying. Alright, and then finally you need to mention the conclusion, okay. After the conclusion you have to mention about the references from where you have taken all these ideas for your research. So this was a short glimpse about your research problem. So just go ahead, wish you all the best.
Alright.